Well, we've had a request to provide a little more information on the use of object snap or entity snap. I have a drawing here, and the entities in black, there's a line there, a circle here, a polygon, and then a polyline. When we click on them, as I've done, you can see blue handles appear. Those handles enable me to draw from any point in the design to those locations. So I could say draw a line, let's say from the top left of screen, and I could find the end point of that line in a number of different ways, but the software will jump to the end of the line if I come across here to the OSnap toolbar. Let me just float that across. So the OSnap toolbar gives me a selection. I can pick, let's do it again. I'll exit from there, so we'll say repeat line, start from here. My drawing colour is magenta, so it's going to get a pink line, and we come up here, pick end, and the line is drawn from the start point to the end point. Here's another example where we go from that point there to the midpoint of that line. There's nothing to stop you, of course, repeating that line and starting at the midpoint here and then moving to some other point. So you can use snaps in that way. There are a lot of snaps here. We've already demonstrated end and midpoint. The center point might be interesting, so I can say a line from here to the center of that circle, and it finds it. The software finds it. So that helps a lot in putting precision into your drawings. So I can draw a line from out here tangential to that circle. These handles on the 4 quadrants of the circle are referred to as nodes or quadrants, and so on. So I hope you can see that using the OSnap toolbar is really quick and easily aligned perpendicular, snapped to the insertion point of a block tangentially. Snap to nearest is a bit of a misnomer. So if I say I'm going to draw a line and I pick this one, can you see I can move along the line wherever I like to start? It doesn't really mean nearest, it means on the line nearest to where my crosshair cursors are pointing. Now, I am operating single entity snaps at the moment. However, if you come over to here, you can use what are called running OSnaps, and you can click this on, and you could start with an end point and an intersect, and without you picking the OSnap from the OSnap toolbar, the software will find those locations, and I'll cancel. You just need to be a little careful. Let me swing to a proper drawing now. If I try now to, what I want to do is say match the properties of I want a heavy line around the footprint of the house. So if I said modify, match properties, and I try and pick that line there, I can do it. But if I come over here to, up here now, up to settings, if I say object snap is on and intersect is on and endpoint is on, now whereas I was able to pick that line easily, so match prop, previously I could pick that line, but can you see what happens now? The software's jumping to endpoints, so you need to be aware of what's happening. And when I went over, when I went up to here and I said object snap on, the F3 key can be used for it. Down in the status line, OSnap goes to red to indicate that it's on. So I could take it off there, it's now off, and match properties of that line, take it from that line and match it to there, match it there, and there. And you can see it's really useful. Well, now I've turned OSnap on, so if we go to our OSnap settings, can you see object snap is on, endpoint and intersect are found all of the time. Whenever we try and do an operation in our software, the software is going to try and find those points. So if I said, let's move that car, I want to move it to a nice position in the garage. Can you see that it's trying to jump to the end point of that line? And I may not be able to control that properly, there it was obvious that it was jumping to the end of a line, but there are often circumstances where it will jump off screen when you are running with object snaps on. So our advice is when you start using gCADPlus software, just use single snaps. The highlighters on the OSnap toolbar too give you a clue as to which ones are currently running. But be aware that although gCADPlus is trying to help you, there are times when it can help too much by always looking. And if you turn too many on, as some of our users do, the software slows down and is searching the whole time for entities with handles at certain points in the entities. So I hope that helps with OSnap or Entity Snap.